Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I have a lovely guest for all of you. I'd love for her to introduce herself, her first and last name, and name of her business.
Anne-Marie Casey, AMC Photography Studios.
Okay, my darling, we have met before. I adore you. We spent a full day, literally a full day, and tens to 20 interviews later, you were so gracious to lend us your studio space for this This Is It TV remote. And then now we're reconnecting to find out what's going on. So for those of you out there that don't know of her business, I want for you to explain what is the nature of your core business.
Sure. So we're commercial and event photographers. So we specialize in helping events. We photograph large-scale events, corporate and personal. And then we also help small to mid-sized businesses with their branding, professional headshots, and e-commerce.
Oh, I love all the things that you need in order to tell your story without speaking. I love that. I love that. I love that. Now, you said a lot of events, and so we are in a very special time right now, aren't we, my friend?
Yes, we are.
Right? Not so many events going on these days, but I'm so happy to see that you've pivoted into a new project. I'd love for you to share that with our community.
Yeah, so about 2 months ago, we started as a studio. We started a project called This Is Main Street, where we have documented small business owners going through the pandemic and shared their stories. The stories that are on the Facebook and Instagram pages for the handle is literally at This Is Main Street, are their words.
Yeah.
And it's real. You know, some of them have masks on.
Yeah.
Some of them have, the gray is popping through. The hair salons have been closed.
It has.
It's just sharing the stories of what business owners are going through to just try and get through this time. And also now that we're in reopening, how are they making it safe for their consumers and clientele to come back?
Yeah. I think it's so important to tell that story. I know that you and we have met through various networking groups and the importance of being in the community as a business owner and communicating with other business owners in general before pandemic, right? I call it BQ, before quarantine. And then, what is it going to look like AQ after quarantine? And the fact that you're really diving into this opportunity, why was it important for you? Because again, we had talked before we started recording about the different various ways that people are kind of living through this. And some people are choosing not to do anything and some people are choosing to get active. Why did you choose this project?
So my story is out of pure frustration. I mean, everything that as a business owner in the beginning stages of this quarantine and this crisis that we went through, it just, words can express the stress and the frustration that business owners were feeling.
Yeah.
And we were hearing certain things, especially when the PPP loans came out and the EIDLs, which is the emergency disaster loans. The process was brutal, absolutely brutal. And being isolated and home without having that network that you spoke about was really challenging. I wanted to know, what were other businesses doing? How were they handling it? How were they pivoting? Was it all sunshine and roses outside my house?
Right.
Or was everyone else literally washing the walls, as I told you I did?
Rubbing the walls.
Because the anxiety level was just so high. So we came up with This Is Main Street as a way to follow CDC guidelines. So, with the camera, perception is key.
Yeah.
And I'm able to document, we were social distancing before social distancing was trending. We were always more than 6 feet apart, even though it looks like I'm totally all up in there. So we put on the long lenses and I would show up and photograph the business owners outside of their businesses or residential entrepreneurs, because they've been greatly affected as well.
Right.
And we would document them outside their place of business. And then they would fill out a questionnaire with 2 to 3 questions.
Yeah.
And we would share where everybody was during this time and and that is social media.
Oh, I absolutely love this. I think that there's nothing more powerful than a story. and having their voices heard, especially, you know, being an entrepreneur in general just feels lonely. I mean, even if you have a business partner, it's a very lonely scenario, and not being able to interact with people, not having your daily customers for those that were in retail, not necessarily being able to communicate as effectively or as aggressively. I mean, it's a sensitive time. So we were all treading lightly, you know, with our customers as it relates to, you know, soliciting business and being able to do that. I'm sure having interaction, even if it was beyond 6 feet, I'm sure that they were happy to see you. I can tell from the smiles on their faces in your photo.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It was nice to see some friendly faces, you know, because the first couple people were business owners that were relatively close to where we are,
Yeah.
and who I felt comfortable saying, you know, can I try this out? Let's see if this works. And the nice thing about the program is it's been organic. So we have not solicited one business.
Wow.
Everybody has heard either through Facebook or through someone we've photographed, or a business association has caught wind of it and set up a day for all of their businesses. Jenkintown and Wayne were the two that pretty much jumped on it immediately. So we've photographed probably more than 10 businesses in Wayne and more than 15 in Jenkintown.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's a completely free service.
Yeah.
At the time, we can't charge for it because we would then be considered open, and we're considered essential.
Right.
So we continued the program even into the reopening because it's important. The ripple effects of what we have gone through are going to be felt until there's a vaccine.
Yeah.
And we can return to a new normal.
Yeah, for sure.
And the damage is done. Like, there's no recovering from the past 4 months.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that people are looking for that glimmer of hope. They're looking for not to be alone in the journey, and somebody to, you know, really be willing to acknowledge them, to see them, to hear them, to say, okay, this is what is going on. So I love the idea of telling their story in their own words on the social media platform. I mean, again, not to give yourself more work to do, but you could have easily drafted it yourself. Why was it important that it was in their own words?
So the stories are more real. And, you know, through an interview, there's certain things that do come out, but when you're left alone to write how, and in that particular time and space, for a business owner, like one of our first business owners wrote, she hasn't received a paycheck since the whole crisis started. I mean, how does that not like totally go right through your heart?
Right.
You know, I don't know if we would have necessarily freely gotten that information. And that's the information that's making viewers realize these business owners are being hit. They're being affected. They're their neighbors. You know, and, you know, when you think about it, like if you need a bike pump, let's think about going to the local bike shop before you go to a big box store. Especially now. The new trend needs to be shop small, and not just on American Express's Shop Small Saturday.
Right. Exactly. We appreciate the effort, Amex, but it has to be a regular thing. And I think that that's really what your campaign normalized and brought literally to the front porch, brought outside, you know, the struggles and the trials and tribulations of the small business owner and what they were going through. Again, this time has been a very intimate time for a lot of families, and everybody's living in their own, what they have and don't have. But to see, you know, the effect that all of this has been having on these businesses, you have documented it beautifully, and it's just absolutely wonderful. I want people to get in touch with you. I want people to check out what you've done so far and stay tuned for what's coming. Where would people find that information?
So the project is on Facebook and Instagram. The handle is This Is Main Street. And you can also use the hashtag This Is Main Street or This Is Main Street Your Town if we have been there.
I absolutely love it. Now, if people are just interested in your past work, and then definitely as we go into the new normal, getting in touch with you, where would they find that information?
Right. So we're AMC Photography Studios. It's www.amcphotostudios.com. And we're here to help not only small businesses now, but as they grow and we can go back to the new normal.
I love that. I love that. Well, you are stuck with me. I love everything that you're doing in your core business as well as this project. I wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh, so much fun, guys. The perfect way for us to start our day from all of us here at This Is It TV. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and we will see you soon. Take care.